Time now for the word on Wall Street. Top investors watching your money. Joining us now is Payne Capital Management President Ryan Payne. Also with me here on set, Adam Johnson. Ryan, so good morning. Let's start with
Great
you.
We got here.
Yeah, we got futures higher. We're kicking it off. We've got green across the board for the Dow, the S&P, and the Nasdaq. We're looking at Nvidia with you because the stock's jumping this morning. China approved purchases of its H200 AI chips for the first time. They gave the green light to major tech firms, including Alibaba and ByteDance over in China, to be able to use these chips. More than 400,000 chips is the deal. Officials are limited, though, on how they can be used. China's pushing companies to rely more on domestic semiconductor makers, which is interesting, or products. Amazon also planning to cut about 16,000 corporate jobs. This was announced this morning. This marks the second round of large-scale layoffs since last fall. And then technology earnings are kicking off today. Microsoft, Meta, IBM, Tesla out after the bell. Apple's tomorrow. Obviously, it's going to be about AI-driven profit growth. Analysts believe this year could be the breakout year for AI returns. What do you say?
Yes, we are in the belly of the beast. This is it, right? We get big tech earnings. We have like $8 trillion worth of earnings that are going to be reported just the next 2 days. I suspect they're going to be very, very good. I mean, ASML, which is semiconductor equipment, they announced this morning amazing profits and earnings growth forecasts. They're up like 6% before the market even opened today. Nvidia, I know, and I were just talking about this offset, but like, and you already mentioned, but already trading at like 24 times forward earnings, which is very cheap for that stock. And they're going to blow out their number, like 70% earnings growth year over year, which is like, that's humongous earnings growth. So I suspect here with Apple, they're going to come in with solid earnings growth here. I think you're going to see the same with Meta. The only one that's a wild card to me is Tesla. It trades at 200 times forward earnings. I don't really understand why that stock trades so high. But I think for the most part, big tech has kind of been, let's call it sideways this year, but I think earnings could be the catalyst to drive those stocks higher.
There are other investments, but still the AI trade, I mean, the trillions of dollars in investment that we're talking about is something that Maria asked Jensen Huang. She interviewed him last week in Davos at the World Economic Forum. Listen to his answer to her about global competition.
Tell us about business and what you are seeing right now from customers.
We are seeing just incredible demand, and what's going on around the world is that AI, as you know, is a 5-layer cake. It starts at energy, then chips, the layer that we're at, infrastructure, cloud infrastructure, land, power, shell, building data centers, and then, of course, the AI models. This last year, AI startups, we call them AI natives, these startups raised $100 billion to build on top of the AI models. Their applications for healthcare, applications for drug discovery, for transportation, financial services, helping with making healthcare more efficient, all kinds of different applications. And so the demand is just incredible.
Very bullish.
Very bullish. And applications, as he just mentioned there, the top of that 5-layer cake, as he put it, we are just barely seeing that. We're still in the build out, right? We're still building out chips and the architecture and the ecosystem that enables AI to happen. Imagine what happens when all of these applications come to life and all these companies around the world, whether it's Delta Airlines on scheduling or figuring out maintenance, or Salesforce.com helping or helping companies rather sell more stuff to people, or Instagram using AI to target ads more effectively. I mean, on and on. There's so many use cases. We could probably have an hour show just on talking about potential use cases. Well, so, yes, this is very early days in AI.
No, I mean, Leon Calaveri was on with Maria earlier this week, and he was saying, look, you don't want to be the company that didn't do your build out, correctly, or you didn't build out enough for AI for whatever your company is, whether it's retail or et cetera. You don't want to be left behind. The party, you're going to get punished for that.
Yeah.
You don't need to spend, and I thought that was interesting.
Well, no, 100%. But I think what you're going to see here is that we've obsessed about all the AI infrastructure being built and the enablers of AI. But really, it's the users of AI that I think is the future. If you think about every company optimizing their margins, if we look at, we're going to have record margins right now in the S&P 500 because those productivity gains are happening right now in real time. Like I would say, my business is a microcosm of that. we use AI every day now. I'm way more efficient in my job every day because of AI. Think about every company in America, globally, frankly, that's using AI. So I think, as an investor, I've been preaching this a lot. It's like, yes, I love the AI trade, Adam. I know you love the AI trade.
Love it.
But you've got to diversify your money elsewhere because everyone's benefiting.
The ancillary plays that we're seeing with energy and the data centers and stuff. Adam, I want to get to the dollar index with you because it's near a 4-year low right now. President Trump says he's not concerned.
Right.
He's instead calling the dollar's decline great. He says he wants the currency to find its own level. Watch him yesterday.
I think it's great. I mean, the value of the dollar. Look at the business we're doing. No, dollar's doing great. It's very interesting. If you look at China and Japan, I used to fight like hell with them because they always wanted to devalue their yen. You know that? The yen and the yuan. And they'd always want to devalue it. And I said, not fair that you devalue because it's hard to compete when they devalue. But they always fought, no, our dollar's very good. I want it to be just seek its own level, which is the fair thing to do.
What do you make of that?
Well, first of all, the president could sell ice to Eskimos. He is a brilliant salesman. As far as a weaker dollar, I think, and this is going to sound like inside baseball, but I think it's important for our viewers to understand one of the reasons why the dollar's been going down is what's happening, believe it or not, in Japan. One of the classic trades on Wall Street is what's called the carry trade. And you short Japanese yen because there's almost no yield on Japanese securities. You short those Japanese bonds, you take all that money, and then you use it to go buy U.S. bonds on a levered bet, like 3-to-1, 4-to-1, 5-to-1, and 6-to-1, in some cases 10-to-1. And that's unwinding because of changes in Japan. Their yields are now starting to go up. You don't want to be short something if the yields are going up. So people are unwinding this trade, and part of that means they're selling dollars as they sell U.S. bonds. So I think it's important for people to understand that macro concept, as inside baseball as that sounds.
No. I remember when the carry trade sunk our markets, and I had to go on multiple shows and explain
and try to explain it.
Yes.
Well, there you go. We just explained it.
Try to explain to the Fox News viewers. All right. Well, Ryan Payne, thank you for being here. It's always great to see you.
Thanks, Cheryl.
All right. Adam's going to stay with us all morning long.